What's going on, guys? Welcome back. NFL commentary for you. Do me a favor, take a moment, hit that like button, subscribe button, criticism in the comment section, Twitter, Shutdown Safety is my username. Just as an update, Madden breakdown tonight, some more MMA content during the week, but want to talk about this Colin Kaepernick trade where the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans are being mentioned. And first of all, any team that takes Colin Kaepernick has to also take this $11.9 million salary he has coming up on April 1st. And to me, that is a lot. It puts him ahead of guys like Rodgers, Romo, Dalton, Brady, Palmer. In fairness, it does have him behind Robert Griffin III, who more than likely is going to be cut. So the price here is a big factor for me. The price has to equate a guy that got benched for Blaine Gabbert on a 3-win team as opposed to a Super Bowl quarterback. If you can do that, then maybe the gears can go into motion here. And if there's anyone capable of turning Kaepernick's career around at this point, I would believe it to be Hugh Jackson. I mean, this is a guy that, like Kaepernick coming out of college, he's worked wonders with Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, generally has a productive offense. And I don't want to just brush over there with what Kaepernick had been. I mean, he was a proven NFL quarterback at one point. He led the 49ers to a Super Bowl, took them right back to the NFC Championship game. But then things went wrong. And I don't really know how things fell apart, nor do a lot of people. But we all obviously can see it's time for both parties, team and player, to move on for the betterment of each. What we do know, though, is that Kaepernick played very well under Jim Harbaugh, and both of them seem to be very arrogant, very confident, and I think the confidence is what's really been damaged with Colin Kaepernick. I think he learned lessons that any running quarterback in the NFL has learned, from Randall Cunningham to Mike Vick to Cam Newton, is no matter how tall or fast or agile you are, to play in the NFL at the quarterback position, you need to be a threat to throw the ball deep and accurate. And those are things that he really didn't have consistently enough. It's one thing to run the ball 30, 40, 50 yards, kiss your bicep and act like you've made an impact play because you have. But it's another thing to look up over a defense and have them not respect you as a quarterback with a pocket presence. And that's what Colin Kaepernick needs to get back to. Now, there's certainly things the Browns should have learned during this time as well. Hopefully, one of those is to stay away from player reclamation projects. And the other would be to leave NFL dumpsters alone, because they constantly go to another team's dumpster and try to pillage out a successful player to rebuild their team. Now, in fairness, they've done just as bad, if not worse, while drafting. I mean, I'm sure Tim Couch and Brandon Weeden are equally as open source today in Cleveland as they were years ago. But I felt it was a lot more plausible to go with Jared Goff and watch Colin Kaepernick be out of the NFL in 3 years if I was a Cleveland Browns fan or work with the Cleveland Browns as a team. I don't really think the Houston Texans want any part of Colin Kaepernick. He seems like he would be a distraction in their locker room. I don't know if you want to have a distraction in such a locker room that has one of the greatest defensive players. I don't know if that's something you want to subject yourself to in a division that last year was so weak. All it was going to take was one good team to stand out, like the Texans, to get to the playoffs. I think it's a big step backward for them. It's not a growing opportunity for them. The Browns, in my opinion, are still looking to grow, and therefore, in my opinion, would be the front runner with this talk. Love to know your guys' opinions on it. Appreciate you checking this video out. I'll be back in the week with more content.